Go.
When we use the third note, do we go up or down?
Right.
Okay. Remember we talked about the chord being 1, 3, 5,
Yeah.
right? And then a fourth chord, if you add another note, you've got something else. You've got your sixth or your seventh or whatever else you want. Okay? So 1, 3, 5 is the chord. The top note is your harmony. Okay? Now, it doesn't have to be, depending on the group that you're with. Okay? We sing mariachi music, for example. My wife went to a restaurant a couple days ago, and a barbershop quartet group was there. They sing 4-part harmony. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then there's the Sweet Adelines. So it kind of depends on what you, in singing we're talking mostly now. But music is pretty much the same. Your melody note is always the high note. And then your chord is down here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5. So this would be your melody note. So if you watch accordion players, they're always playing up here and some notes down here. That's your chord. That's your embellishment. Okay? However, in some kind of music, bluegrass, if I remember right, you have in church and singing harmony, you have soprano, alto, tenor, bass, right? Is that right? Anybody in a choir? Soprano is a high one, alto below that, tenor, and bass. And you have the same thing in saxophones. You have an alto saxophone and a tenor. Tenor would be lower, you're going down. So that would be 4-part harmony. This would be the top part. Sometimes one of your singers, frequently here or here, will sing above. So they might take this third and move it a third above. And that's where it gets a little confusing. And especially if you listen by ear. But what we're trying to teach is always stay a third below, or a sixth, when you're playing sixths below. Does that answer your question? Or octaves. Some people will play octaves on piano, tremolos and so on. So the high note will be your melody note, generally speaking. Okay, let's hear Jingle Bells.
Indeed.
Somebody. Good. Now, let's add to that. For this part, take 2 fingers. And when you're up to C, 2 and 4.
2 and 4.
Well, no, look, what we're doing is this exercise. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5. 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3. You're going to do this. Then 2, 4. Then go back to the melody. Yeah, good. That sounds good.
Don't move your hand.
finger, well, I don't know
Yeah.
where.
1 and 3.
One, three,
Well, yeah, you
four.
do. Listen again. It's a 5-finger song,
Mhm.
okay? So if the high note is on the 3rd finger, you use 1. The high note is on this finger, use this. If it's on 4th finger, use 2. The high note has to be the highest finger. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's 3-1. Jingle all the way to 4. Okay? And you tend to use, if you're doing simple music, use that on what? The long notes.
Yeah.
The long notes.
Longest one.
If there's a whole note, and sometimes it's even longer than that, that's where you start filling in with an arpeggio or with chord structures. You just need to practice it more.
Okay.
For those of you watching, by the way, the reason we're in here, we've got moved from our usual room, so there's no tables. So normally everybody here has a keyboard. People are going to start wondering why. Okay?
I write down in my house. It's
You
better.
got it?
I write down in my house, I do the exercise correct, and I bring the next.
That's it. We used to put fingering on music, okay? And for a long time, that was the standard, okay? And we started doing it too. And then I found out once we moved into the accordion world, that finger did not work for children. It didn't work for little people, okay? When I say little people, I mean a short adult. So you may have one of them was a math teacher in high school, but she's only so big, her fingers are not near as big. Therefore, the fingering that I use is different, okay? So you have to figure out yourself the fingering that works for you. So the best thing to do is write that above the note, just like I used to do for you. 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, and then put 4 and 2. So you have the fingering for you. Again, people's hands are different. Not only are they smaller, but sometimes they function different. What you have to do is, as you get further in music, is strengthen these fingers. This one for sure. The pinky doesn't like to work. Okay? This one doesn't like it. Okay? So you have to make sure when you do exercises, you keep using them and use them and do the exercise. So that when you get to, for example, Silent Night, it's quite a bit different than just using one finger. You got to get used to, in the muscle memory and whatever, use the top fingers for melody.